Hi, everybody. It's Carl Emberson. Buenas tardes and good afternoon, right here from Punta Mita. 10th of July, checking in today with a very, very interesting person, a great golf instructor, ranked top 100 golf instructors in the world by golf.com, top 50 international instructors around the world, also by Golf Magazine. And I could go on and on with Tom's record as a world-class golf instructor. And we are honored and proud to have Tom here as the director of golf of the Punta Mita Golf Academy. That's who my special guest, who I'm checking in with today, his name is no more, no less other than Tom Stickney. So while we're getting there, we're hooking up with Tom. Tom's been here for a couple of years now in our newly formed academy, as we wait for him to check in with us, and we see friends from around the globe. We see my good friend Brendan Wood checking in there. He's having a little quarantine at home at the moment. And Juan Manuel from Argentina, and we've got Sabine from Punta Mita. We've got Sebastian from some other good friends. And here's my friend
Hey,
Tom.
look at this. Look at
Good
this.
to see you, mate. You're looking good. You lost a bit of hair, but you're looking good.
I know. I even shaved for this. I mean, my beard's getting a little bit grayer, and I'm losing more hair. But it is what it is. I guess could be a lot worse.
Good to have you here with us in Punta Mita, Tom, and glad to have you back. I know you've been on the road for a few weeks, checking
Right.
out what's happening in the United States, in the world of golf, working up some contacts. And tell me, where did you visit, Tom, while you were away?
Well, I originally flew into Dallas. I wanted to stop off. There was a golf club called Mirador, which was doing a COVID-19. They were doing a pro event. It was almost an impromptu pro-am, and so they had a bunch of tour players and mini tour players and Corn Ferry tour players that came out and played, as well as some top collegiate players. So I wanted to go over there and spread the name of Punta Mita and at least kind of see what was going on. And it was really interesting to see, how a lot of those guys were playing and how they were handling, what was going on now for this long layoff. And it was actually so successful that they ended up doing it for a second weekend in a row. So I got a lot of fun to go down and do that. Also got a chance to spend a little bit of time with a guy by the name of Josh Gregory, who's a performance coach on the PGA Tour, teaches Patrick Reed, good friend of mine. So it's nice to kind of swap stories with him and figure out what they're doing for training and what I'm doing for training, and see how we can, transfer some of the stuff they're doing from the best players in the world over to the players here at Punta Mita.
We've got some pretty good players in Punta Mita, mate. I can tell you that much. I just saw my friend Alfredo Bonin checked in, and he's another good player we got going around here. Tell me, Stickney, for people that are coming off a layoff and are starting to play again, what's any tips that you can give us there on that front? If you haven't played for a couple of months, then you're back on the course.
Right. The biggest thing is, it's like anything else, your flexibility and your golf flexibility, if you don't use it, you lose it. And that doesn't mean you're going to lose your golf swing. But what it will mean is that you will lose your golf flexibility. And it'll make it harder for you to get back in the swing of things. So I always tell people, do a lot of stretching when you first start back. Make sure you swing a weighted club. The orange whip's always a good thing. But really, things like stretching your shoulders and your back and your hips and your hamstrings and all that kind of thing. All those kind of things will really help you to be able to move again. And then once you can move again, start off with some slow motion golf swings. Try to get the ball in the center portion of the face, hit you a lot of wedges, and then build your speed up from there. Don't just go out to the driving range after a long layoff and just start banging drivers, because it's going to be really hard for you to figure out which end is up. And from there, you're going to start off on kind of, a direction of some bad mojo. We want to get the ball in the center of the face. We want to start slow, work our way up, so we can have a positive practice session and have some great expectations, as opposed to starting the other way and not feeling too good about where you're coming from.
Love it, mate. So I know you just got back. You've been, not sure if you've had a round. We have the Pacifico course open. You were mentioning to me you saw some of the work that they're doing on the Bahia. Tell me a little bit what they're doing on the Bahia course at the moment in terms of work.
Yeah, it just continues to reiterate the commitment that Dine has for not only the members and the guests of Punta Mita, but for golf in general. I mean, they're spending a lot of money on things that don't necessarily get noticed right off the bat, and then a lot of things that do get noticed. You know, one of the things that we fought here at Punta Mita were called collar dams, where the greens are here, and over time, you know, the greens kind of go up, and you almost have a little ramp when you come off the green back onto the green. And so we're spending some time and money flattening those areas out. So all of a sudden you can, if you do miss a green in one of these areas, you know, you can use your hybrid, you can putt, or you can bump and run it. Whereas before it was almost like a ramp and it would just jump on you. And there wasn't a lot of, there wasn't a lot of consistency in that. And it's not the playability that we would like everybody to have here. So we're doing that.
From experience, it would sometimes punish a good shot.
No question. You can be 5 feet off the green and have no chance to get up and down. Obviously we did our practice facility, did some turf reduction, added some new target greens, some new practice areas there. In the short game area, we have the academy with all the wonderful technology we have there. But the greatest thing about what we're doing here is we're creating a golf destination, and we're creating a golf experience destination. As we know, there are players that like to practice, and there's players that like to play. And if you want to play golf, we've got 2 wonderful golf courses, 14 oceanfront holes, another 8 with ocean views, and some of the best conditions around. As well as the guy that wants to just, he's up from the Northeast, doesn't really know which way is up right now, wants to get back into the swing of things, wants to hit a lot of balls, chip and putt, to really fine tune his game at the academy, and then he's ready to go into the golf course. And that's kind of where we have both sides covered. And so, that is, to me, you will see a lot of commitments made on the golf course, but you won't see a lot of commitments by facilities made on their practice facilities. And Dina, once again, has gone over and above by spending money on both to make our experience much better. And we couldn't be luckier.
I can't agree with you more there, mate. And I think the new driving range facility, all the practice areas, it just makes it a world. As you know, I'm more the guy that likes to be on the practice facility. It's an amazing amenity, and it's just like from what was already a world-class golf destination, just made it better. And with the academy, I think it's a great thing. Talking about the academy, and for any people that are in Punta Mita, I know next week we are doing some short game mixers. Tell me a little bit about what those I think they're on Tuesday and Thursday between 5 and 6. There's yourself, John McIntyre,
Arturo and Andres.
Tell me a little bit more about it, mate.
Yeah, what we want to do is kind of give back a little bit. And we have a lot of people here that golf might not be their number one thing, or it might be their number one thing. But what we want to do is bring mom, dad, and the kids out. We're going to do some mixers and to kind of introduce people into what we've done, what we've changed, help them to see the academy, and give, going to give back. We're going to give some free short game tips, as well as possibly having some food and beverage options out there, depending on what we want to do with the COVID protocols and things like that. And so the neat thing there is to kind of reintroduce and give the people the activities to do that, unfortunately, due to what's going on right now, that they might not have a chance to do because of other things being closed down. So we really want to do that. I know that John McIntyre and his team, Andres and Arturo, are working really, really hard to continue to offer new things and continue to do things safety-wise that'll make everybody comfortable when they do come back out. And this is just one more thing that we want to do to give back and to help everybody kind of ease themselves back into what's going on. And these mixers are going to be a great way to create some good camaraderie here at Punta Mita, and also give a chance for you to work on your golf game a little bit.
Sure, for sure. I see Juana Vidal just checked in. She's like a 15-year-old young lady, 14, I think. And so, Juana, I know you're in Punta Mita, and we expect to see you at that mixer. It's going to be a great social moment, Juana, to meet other people in town. And we got that coming up next Tuesday and Thursday. And I think we're going to slip in a movie night, the drive-in movies at the golf course on Wednesday night. So
no question.
We've got a lot of people in Punta Mita at the moment, a lot of Mexicans who are here with us at the moment, which is different from our November season. And So we want them to enjoy Punta Mita and everybody to enjoy Punta Mita as much as we can over the next month or so while we're in this coming out of this moment and slowly reopening. Have you been down to the new surf club yet, Sticks?
Yes, I went over there last night, and I tell you what, if you haven't seen our new surf club, it is absolutely spectacular. It's going to be probably one of the most popular places that we have here on property because it has obviously a very, very good swath of beach, so everybody can enjoy the beach, right on the sand itself. And I tell you, it's once again just a tip of the hat to what we continue to develop here to add yet another beach club amenity to the many beach club amenities and the many areas that we have here at Punta Mita that is going to be enjoyed by a lot of people. It's going to be really neat to see.
Sticks, apart from being a world-class golf instructor and managing or directing our academy, you have another hobby, which is diving. Tell people about the diving in and around Punta Mita.
That's an interesting topic. The one thing about, you think about scuba diving in Mexico, and the first place you think of it is Cozumel, which is obviously a bucket list place to go, or maybe even down on the border of Belize, Banco Chinchorro, down on the Mexican-Belize border. But we have a very interesting dive operation here. The neat thing, and it's part of some of the things that Adam Feiner and his crew are doing over at one of our beach clubs, is that you can actually go in and dive. And we have a pretty great set of islands called the Mariettas. And the Mariettas are anywhere from 40 to 100 feet, not super advanced diving, no current, great visibility. And the neat thing is we have a lot of underwater rock formations, a lot of underwater mountains, a lot of huge rocks underwater. We have manta rays, a lot of big fish. It's a really neat place to dive. It's not really considered one of the bucket list places to go, but I don't think a lot of people have really experienced it. It's something you should try. If you're a diver, you should definitely come out and try it, as well as do the surf and the stand-up paddle boarding and all the other fun, wonderful things that we have here. But the diving here is certainly well worth doing. You've got the Mariettas there, El Mato, and then you also have Los Arcos on the other side of the bay, which is a lot of fun. And and I know that we can certify you to become a diver, take you on a DSD if you've never dove before, which is a 1-hour session in the pool, and just kind of help you to kind of get indoctrinated. But it's once again just reiterates how wonderful this area is and how many options this area offers. It's not just about a beach vacation. It's an experience. It's a lifestyle experience.
Yeah, talking about lifestyle, Sticks, I was in an interview earlier on today with a renowned magazine, and we're talking about living in Punta Mita, the actual, living, the lifestyle, the facilities, the security, the hospital, the connectivity, and everything that surrounds this world-class destinations that makes it today probably one of the top places in terms of real estate, where people are looking at setting up shop or setting up home. I have so many friends that are here or have come through here. You've met a lot of them. Santiago, Marcos, Fred. They've been here for 2 months, working from home. We have a lot of them are doing that. We have the Punta Mita homeschooling. So really, Sticks, it's a new trend. But Punta Mita's seen a lot of action in terms of real estate demand and people looking at here as an option to move out of the big city.
Well, no question. And I think when you start to look at resort/retirement communities or pseudo-retirement communities, we want to have all the amenities right here. You want to be able to get in your golf cart and drive somewhere. You want to have good healthcare facilities. Obviously, we have the Punta Mita Hospital right outside our gate. You want to have a town so you have the ability to go get some different things. You want to have all those amenities right there. And I think the great thing about Punta Mita is because it's removed, it's a little bit north of the city, you can get as crazy as you want. And you can go find all the parties and all the loud music and all that stuff if you want to go downtown. But here it's its own little personal utopia. And I think you can make it whatever you want. It's a great destination for mom. Safety is second to none. Yeah. No concerns there. But more importantly, it's a lifestyle. The one thing about communities that I've noticed in all the places that I've been fortunate enough to work over the years is it's one thing if you only have golf. It's another thing if you only have tennis. But one of the wonderful things about here is you can live here and not get bored. You have the biking, the running, the golf, the tennis, the exercising, the diving, and all the wonderful things that go along with living here. And now all of a sudden, it's like you're on vacation every day and you're living here. And then, on top of that, you start to look at some of the products that Brendan Wood and his team have to offer. And all of a sudden you've got, anything from, whatever, a condo all the way up to your mansion on the ocean. And it's a nice problem to have. And not a lot of communities can boast everything that we have. And that's one of the greatest things about where we are.
I agree with you, mate. And, I used to surf. Last night I was actually pickleballing, which is a great addition that we had. With my friend Pedro, we went undefeated last night in about 6 games. So that had all the crowd, had them shocked because we were the underdogs coming into yesterday's pickleball mixture, and we cleaned up the park.
You know what? I think I'm going to take Hal Martin as a partner, and I think I'm going to play you and whomever you choose. I know
Come on. And we're on again Sunday night. We're up there at the pickleball mixer. We do our own little mix in there. Tell me, Sticks, if I'm in town in Punta Mita, what do you have at the academy that people that are here could get a half an hour class? What are the options we've got?
This time of year, we, obviously judging with, with the weather being a little hot in the midday, obviously we offer expanded hours. We can come in as early as you want for the early birds that like to get up at 6 or 7 in the morning, and stay as late as you want for the people that want to take advantage of the twilight. It's a little bit cooler. Obviously, the academy itself is air conditioned, so it's not a big issue if it is during the middle of the day. But we have anything from, a 30-minute quick fix lesson all the way up to multi-hour schools. It really depends on what you want to do. Obviously, we have the TrackMan and the video systems. We have the Sam Putt Lab. So it's a really neat way to use technology to help you get a little bit better. So you don't have to hope that you're going to play well. You know that you're going to play well. And the wonderful thing is now I've also got a chance to train John McIntyre, Andres, and Arturo on how to use the equipment. So for the people that like their instructional style, they can also spend time using the equipment as well. So now the academy, in addition to having, all the wonderful things that I bring to the table, we also have the other things that those guys bring to the table. So now you have an option of different learning styles and different instructors, coupled in with all the amenities as far as the short game areas and the putting areas and things like that. So now we have something for everyone. So you don't have to be a tour pro to come to me, and you don't have to be a ranked beginner to come to some of the other guys. Anybody can benefit, whether you're young, old, or what have you. I do notice there's a bear with a golf club back there. I said, have we figured out, is that your good luck charm?
You haven't met my friend?
No, I'd like to. Does your friend have a name?
Let me just get. His name is Shane.
Oh, very nice. He's got a little golf club, a little beard right there.
He has golf clubs.
He has 2 sets of clubs, right-handed and left-handed.
A putter and a driver, because I believe that's the only thing that Shane knows how to hit.
Well, driver show, putt for dough. And if he's your partner,
friend Shane, mate, you should take one home. Could do well there. But this is Shane for everybody who doesn't know him. Lovely guy, not a bad golfer, really good. He's always seems to be on a diet.
He's always smiling, so that's a good thing. Well, I need all the good luck charm I can get if I'm going to play you. That's for sure. But the one thing I will say is, we are very lucky to have such a dynamic property, and the great thing about it is the people that work here. So I can tell you this, that John Mack, as it pertains to golf, John McIntyre and his team have worked very diligently on trying to create a better experience for the members. It's very easy if you've lived here for a while, or if you've lived in a golf community for a while, to kind of oversee and overlook some of the things that are being done. And the wonderful thing about John is he's always traveling, and in his travels, in you and and myself, but we're always trying to institute things that we see at other clubs that are neat, new, and different. And I will say that John has made it a real personal he's made it a personal affront to take this golf experience and make it the best we can be for the members, but and for the guests. I mean, the guests are obviously going to find this as a wonderful experience, but we want to do just the small things that the members see and they go, wow, we never did that in the past, and that's something that's gotten better. And I will say this: it takes a consummate professional to continue to raise the bar.
Thanks. I just saw one of your best students, Alejandro, walk by.
Yes, that's right. You've got to make sure the CEO plays well, especially since he signs my check. So I'm going to make sure that he beats everybody. And I do know he's coming for you. He is definitely coming for you. So I'd highly recommend that you.
Do I look scared?
Yeah, I would be. He's getting better. He's getting better.
There's another good piece of I can get you for a little bit of information. Tell us a little bit about. I know you live in Sayulita, and a lot of people when they come to Punta Mita want to visit Sayulita, be it for shopping, be it to go to church, be it for a choco banana milkshake. Tell me your favorite spots in Sayulita.
It's a great little day trip, and I tell everybody that yes, parking can be a hassle. So make sure that if you're coming over there, take a cab. So much easier. There's taxis in the middle of town 24 hours a day. So it's not worth driving your car over there and fighting the people. If you're looking for a cocktail, one of the best places there is a place called Cuvée Beach. And Cuvée is really good, when it comes to fresh frozen drinks or tequila bar. That's always a good place. You've got Cava, which is right over there, really good. La Rustica is always a great place for Italian food. I personally love, there's a bar called El Break, which is right there on the water, right by the stairs, where all the surfers come in and out, and you can see the surfers, and it's always a neat place to go. But Sayulita is a great day trip. It's about 15 minutes away. As I said, take your cab, and then from there, enjoy the town. Plan on spending a couple hours there because there's a lot to see and do, and it's a really neat little area. And they've done, some of the past issues, with the water cleanliness and the clarity have been cleaned up. So but if you're a beginning surfer all the way up to a novice surfer, maybe even advanced surfer, there are breaks over there that will certainly be worth your time.
Great stuff, Sticks. And as we hit the 20-minute mark of our weekly check-ins, I can't thank you enough for joining us today. Good to have you back. And I recommend to all our listeners, our fans, our followers, and for all those that are here in Punta Mita for the next few weeks to make the most and go and see Sticks and, get half an hour class, an hour class.
Come to
there on next Tuesday and Thursday between 5 and 6, where we'll give short game tips, putting tips. We have a taco and a couple of beers and basically have a good time. So thanks a lot, Sticks. Thank you for your help you've had on my game, and I continue my battle to earn an honest living on the golf course.
Yeah, I tell you what, you probably make more on the golf course than you make off the golf course. So I tell you what, life is good if your name's Carl Emberson. Well, thank you so much for having me, and everybody, Viva Punta Mita, and let's keep moving forward.
Okay, buddy, take care. Viva Punta Mita. Ciao, ciao.